and welcome back to my beginner's guide to scrolls part 2. In part 1 we showed you how the game works, the basics of the gameplay, no strategy, nothing about the game in general, and nothing about all the scrolls available and the money used to buy them, etc, etc. So that's what this part is about. Let's start with in-game money. So you buy the game for a one-off fee, 15 quid in English money I think, and then it's possible to play the game and own everything in it without paying any more money whatsoever, which is another one of the key things that drew me into Scrolls. So it's more play to win than pay to win, which is brilliant. So you've bought Scrolls, 15 quid, and what do you get? You start with 2,000 in-game gold, and you can choose one of the pre-constructed decks. I've bought them all, so they're all sold out. But as I suggested in the first video, I highly recommend you getting the growth pre-constructed deck. But you can choose any, and if you want to, you can buy shards, which is Scrolls' real money version. Now, £14 buys you 2,900 shards, which is enough to buy you 1,500. It'd be 1,500 for the other three precons, and that'd leave you with, quick maths, 1,400 shards to spend on other stuff. So, you know, it's not breaking the bank at all. If you want to spend a little bit of real world money, you can do, and you're not going to have to spend a lot at all. So I'd suggest you do buy the precons. My goal when I came into this game was to eventually collect all the cards, so I had all the deck building options available to me, because I really love building decks and trying new ideas. So eventually you do want 3 copies of every card, and a good way to get you started is buying all the precons. So if you can afford to throw a little bit of money at the game, I do suggest you do that. The only other place you can spend shards is on this little section here. So this is just for you, as it says. These 6 scrolls are updated every 3 days, and they're unique to you. Everybody gets a different selection. You get 2 commons, 2 uncommons, and 2 rares. And you can buy those with in-game gold, again, meaning you don't have to spend real world money, or you can use real world money as a little shortcut there and buy some individual scrolls on a random basis every 3 days. So you can see that you wouldn't really spend a great deal of shards, because that's basically all you can spend it on. There is another game mode you can spend them on, but I'll come to that in a bit. So yeah, the other way of getting scrolls is by using in-game gold. So you can buy a random scroll, that'll just be a random scroll from any faction, and it's 100. Completely random, could be a rare, could be a common. Then you can buy a scroll pack, which is 10 scrolls. You get 2 uncommon, 1 rare, 7 commons in that. So if you're a bit of a booster pack whore, you can buy those. I know it's exciting, but it's not the most efficient way of building your collection really, but hey, if you enjoy it, you do it. Then you can buy faction specific scrolls, which is not a bad way of doing things. If you're going to plough all your initial time into a growth deck, for example, you might want to buy some singles, again, for that little bit of fun factor. But the best way, without a doubt, is to trading for scrolls. So you start with 2,000 gold, as I said earlier. You buy a growth precon, and what I would then suggest you do is head to the arena and play the trials. I can't show you how much gold you earn from these, but I've done a little bit of reading, and I believe if you do all the easy trials, which you can easily do with the growth precon deck I used in part 1, I think that nets you around 3,000 gold. So you'll have then a little cache of 5,000 gold to spend. With that 5,000 gold, what I'd then suggest you do is buy some extra growth cards in the trading channel. So I'm already in the trading channel, I'll just show you how to do that. this is your arena page, store page, blah, 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 blah. And at the bottom of any of these screens, there is a little poppable menu there. And if you click that, you can click Join Room, Trading. And you come into the trading room. Now, yeah, it's a bit intimidating at first when you don't really know what's going on, but sit and watch it for a while, see what's going on. People are posting there. Look, Lukey Gamer said WTB, which means want to buy, 2 times machinated, and he's willing to pay 1,150 each. He also wants 1 machine chant, and he's willing to pay 1,100 for that. So, what you're looking for is people saying want to sell, and I've got a list here of the cards that I would suggest that you add to the pre-con deck. So don't play ranked, don't play quick matches until you've got your deck sorted out. You're not going to enjoy it really. Play all those trials, get your 3,000 gold, and then get trading. It's really enjoyable, it's fun, it's exciting. It is a bit time consuming at times, but it's all part of the fun of the game for me. So also you can see what's in your store, buy some cards with shards. Let's get to the deck builder and load up growth pre-constructed deck. Press that button there to sort everything. So this is the exact deck we played with in the first part of the beginner's guide, and what I'd suggest you do to this is take out Alarm Vitals. Little tip, if you press and hold on the card, it grabs all of the copies of the card. Take out the hymns, Ilthorn Seeds, Junkyards, Nutritions. Want them. Futurial Auras. Leave Bear Paws in, leave Crimson Bulls in, Champion Rings, get rid of those. I think we'll leave those in, get rid of Vitality Well, Frostbeard, Essence Feast we'll get rid of, and we'll leave that at that. Now you can see we've got 32 total scrolls in our deck, 15 creatures, 7 spells, 1 structure and 9 enchantments. Now the minimum deck size is 50 cards. I mentioned that in the first video, and the maximum amount of copies of one card you can include is 3. So ideally you want to have a deck focusing on certain synergies and strategies, and to employ those strategies and synergies properly you do only want to have 50 cards in your deck. 3 copies of each of the most important cards, and then the chances of you drawing those cards go up. So it's just the best way to play. If you've played any CCGs before, you'll understand that concept. I'll talk about deck building it in future videos, but suffice it to say, you want a 50 card deck with as many 3 copies of cards as you can manage. So we're now down at 32 scrolls. I would then suggest, I've had a quick read up, and I would suggest you add 2 dryadic power. So you've currently got 1. Add 2 dryadic power, 1 Eye of Eagle, 1 Ragged Wolf, 1 Vaeter of the Wild. I'd leave Bear Paw at 2 of, that's not that important, and just have 2 Champion Rings as well. I'd buy another 2 Crimson Bull. I would leave Frostgale at 2, I think. I'd buy another 2 Kinfolk Brave. I'd leave Ranger's Bane as it is. Buy 1 Sister of the Fox. Buy 2 Ancestral Totem. 1 Brother of the Wolf. 1 Mangy Wolf. Mangy Wolf. God, I always get that wrong. What's wrong with me? 2 Great Wolf. 1 Kinfolk Veteran. 1 Rallying, and 1 Jarl. I don't think you really need 3 to start off with. With being a 7 cost, you're not going to be playing that until late in the game, so you are going to probably draw one by the time you need one. And that should take you up to 50 scrolls. So, and once you've done that, you will have a pretty competitive deck, and that should cost you, if my calculations are correct, 4,000 gold in total. So with your 2,000 free gold that you get for signing up, and the 3,000 you'll get from beating the easy trials in not a great deal of time at all, and you'll learn a lot about the game doing that, you'll have 5,000 gold to spend. Buying those cards I've just suggested will cost you 4,000 gold, and you'll still have 1,000 gold in the bank. So, and with that you'll have a really, really strong competitive deck to at least to play the other trials and some of the quick matches. The system's meant to match you up against basically similar ranked opponents, similarly experienced opponents. So if you're jumping in a quick match, you shouldn't be expecting to play somebody like me, who's got a 1650 rating, or one of the top players in the game who have got like 2100 ratings. You see that rating there. Yeah, so quick matches are a good fun introduction to multiplayer, and you shouldn't be outclassed, but you might be, because the system does have its flaws. So I would suggest sticking to trials. Definitely stick to trials until you've bought all these cards I've just suggested. But eventually, you can dip your toe in the water of quick matches and see how you go on. Then you only need to build up another couple of thousand gold, and then you could add the other brilliant growth cards like God Hand there, which is really nice. It's one of the staples of growth. Fertile Soil, which again is really, really vital if you're going to play growth at a high level. And finally, Quake, which is probably the best removal spell in the game, I think. Really, really good. So, yeah, that's a little goal for you. Play the trials, get 3 grand, add it to your 2 grand, buy the cards I've suggested. I'll put a list of those up in the description of the video. And you should be on your way to a very competitive deck. A couple of other things. Before you start buying cards, check out scrollsguide.com/trade. That tells you all the current prices of the scrolls so you don't get ripped off. I'll put a link to that in the description as well. And while you're playing the easy trials, just remember, try and keep an eye on your middle idol. Don't let it die. And try and focus on killing your opponent's creatures before idols. That's very basic gameplay tips. I don't want to get too deep into that, but just try and do that for now. So I think we'll leave it there for this video. I've shown you the basics of in-game currency and shards, and how to go about building up your wealth, and then what to do with that wealth to make a competitive deck. I'll put the deck list that I suggest you use in the description to the video. Get playing those trials. Enjoy, and we'll see you next time.